Hello, Gorals. Welcome back to Six Bacons. We are doing the fourth and final part of Amberlynn Reid's Q&A series, I guess, while she's there being fed by Tommy. This one's called Opening Up About My Relationship with Tommy, Foster Care, and the Tea on Reaction Channels.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this is the final part in the
She's wearing camouflage, but we can definitely still see her.
four-part series where you guys have asked me 100 questions and I answered 25 in each video. So things kind of got heated.
You think she filmed all these in the same day and just like put a different shirt on so that she could do even less work in even less time?
I'm not gonna lie. Part 4, like who knows what's gonna happen. So as a disclaimer, I just feel like I need to say this because I don't know if you guys have seen the other 3 parts, but if you haven't,
I'm gonna be busy for the next 10 days.
You definitely should. The reason why I'm doing this is because for the next 10 days, I am gonna be kind of busy and I'm not really gonna have time to edit, but I am gonna be filming, so don't worry about that. And I wanted to keep my promise and upload every other day for you guys. So in order to do that, sometimes I have to pre-film. So let's get into it. What is the update on the BPD therapist for you? So I was gonna see a BPD.
You're gonna do nothing, and you're going to keep not actually having been diagnosed with BPD.
BPD therapist when I was in Wisconsin, but they were located in Wisconsin. And
That's interesting because that's what I theorized when she said that she found a therapist. I said that it had to be somebody local because they're not only, but the way it generally works is a therapist is licensed only to deal with people in the state that they are in. That was confusing. If Amberlynn was in Wisconsin, she had to be seeing a therapist who was licensed in Wisconsin. Now that she's not in Wisconsin, that therapist can't see her anymore. That's a clearer way to say it.
I was wasn't thinking at the time, and I do not live in Wisconsin.
But you thought you were going to, which is why you got a therapist that was located and licensed in Wisconsin. You had no plans of coming home.
I live in Oklahoma, so now I have to re-find someone. That's literally the update. Will you consider doing daily weigh-ins for YouTube again?
No.
I don't think that I'll ever do daily weigh-ins on YouTube again, but for myself, yes. Will I give you guys weigh-ins eventually once I start semaglutide? No. Yes. Am I nervous? Yes.
Well, I take that back. She will if she actually starts losing, until she stops losing, when she defeats the Ozempic.
Yes. But is it going to happen? It is. I'm not sure how frequent I'm going to do these weigh-ins, but they're definitely going to be here. When was the last time you spoke to your brothers or dad? So I don't speak to my dad by choice. I love him dearly and that comes unconditional. But
By whose choice?
I do get updates on him because I do worry about him. But the last time I talked to him was probably like a year and a half ago. One of my brothers I messaged just like a week ago and the other one was probably like 2 weeks ago.
Did he message back? Oh, Tommy's calling.
Tommy's calling. I'll be right back. Sorry guys. So yeah, the last time I spoke to my dad was a year and a half ago and brothers was like 2 weeks. How tall are you? So I'm 5'3", and every single time I meet a subscriber, okay, I'm not going to say every single time.
5'3" and 600 pounds. More than 100 pounds a foot is our girl. Really think about that.
Me and Absolutes, we just like are best friends or something. A lot of the time when I meet subscribers, people are like, oh my God, like you are so much shorter than I thought you were. For some reason, a lot of people online.
Yeah, because they can't believe that someone your size is that short.
I think I'm like 5'7", 5'8". No, I say I'm 5'3", but I'm like 5'2.5". What is something you want to do on your YouTube channel that you haven't done before?
Lose weight.
So I thought of this idea because of all the fan art that you guys have been sending me, like the whole time I've been on YouTube.
Sure.
But then like me finally showing it to my audience was so fun that I thought of an idea. I kind of want to have like a little contest where people are competing. I'm the judge. And there will be a cash prize. So I haven't really gone
that you'll mail to them and they'll never actually get because the whole thing was a scam, just like the last time you did something very similar.
Into like the logistics of it all and all that, but it's an idea that I'm having and I really think it would be fun to do in 2025. So I'm just putting that out there that there might be a little competition starting soon. Obviously, I will definitely keep you guys updated. You've faced a lot of hate online over the years. Do you ever feel like you deserved some of it, or is there a part of you that feels completely misunderstood? I do not think I have done anything that deserves downright hatred. Criticism.
Okay. You lied about someone Rain Petals eavesdropping you, which we know because you said that you lied about it after they said that you lied about it. Your cat's dead. You let Gracie go and lied about it. What else? I mean, I'm sure there's more, but I don't want this video to be as long as the other ones have been.
Yes. Critique? Yes. Opinions? Yes. Go for it all day. But stalking? No. Harassment? No. Bullying? No. Hate? No. Do I feel misunderstood? Yes. All of the time. Because I will literally say something, do something that has one meaning and one explanation, but somehow once it's put on YouTube and everyone watches it and the reaction channels and everyone comments on it, and it becomes something completely different. And I'm like, what just happened?
And she's so dumb. She doesn't understand that people are drawing a conclusion based on just seeing what happened. She's presenting evidence, they're seeing it, and that's it. It's because she thinks she's smart. She thinks she can explain away everything and tell people what her intentions were, when we can see what happened. Like, it is as simple as that. People see what it is because you showed it to them, and then you're mad that they saw it for what it was.
That's like a big misunderstanding.
You're
so
big.
Yes, I do feel misunderstood. And I know that's like a cliche thing that people say, but like I genuinely deep down don't feel like people understand me. What exactly is your foster care timeline?
We only have 10 years of data to go off of, but sure, we don't understand you.
Because we are all so confused. So it does sound confusing because I was in foster care from the ages of 8 to 18. I was ward of the state. And I know you guys hear me talk a lot about, well, when I was younger, my parents, my dad, my this, my that, my grandma. And then you guys go, but wait a minute, I thought you were in foster care. So let me explain. So I was 8 years old when I was first taken from my parents. That is when I became ward of the state. In and out of foster homes.
A ward of the state.
Shelters and group homes. I was 13 years old when they made the decision, okay, we're going to give your parents a chance. It's going to be considered a trial. You're going to live with them. You're still going to be ward of the state, but you're going to live with them and
A ward of the state.
See how they do as parents. That lasted a year and a half. I was then taken again out of my parents' home at 15 and put back and forth, bouncing around. So from 8 to 18, I lived with my parents for a year and a half of that time. But during all this other time of when I was in foster home.
I hate those nails. And she obviously just gets them because she can do that castanet clicking thing. It's very crazy.
Homes, group homes, shelters, I was allowed visitation. Visitation always changed depending on my age, how my parents was doing, where I was living. Sometimes we were only able to be in like this tiny little room with supervision. Then as I got a little older, all of a sudden my dad was allowed to pick me up. My mom was allowed to pick me up. They were allowed to take me for the day, or they could take me for a couple hours. Like, it was always different. But for the most important times of my life, the first 8 years, I was in a brutal home. Brutal. And then at 8, for a decade, I never knew safety. I never knew home. I was always with strangers, shelters, group homes. I never even knew that actually while living with my parents. I never knew safety. I never knew warmth. Like those.
I mean, look, this truly is a nightmarish childhood that she had, for sure. But I say all the time that an explanation is not an excuse. Like, there's a reason she is what we see, like, today. Like, of course. But you're 34 now. Like, when you're 8, sure, yes, you're a complete victim of circumstance. Now you're not. Now, you could have been seeing a therapist for, let's see, what's that math work out to? 16 years that you could have been on your own doing your own thing? And you didn't. You didn't do it. So now, it's your fault. Now it's your problem. Things happen to you until you can do things for yourself. And you didn't. And even then, there could be an excuse for that, except that you've been on YouTube, and you've had countless people telling you, hey, maybe go deal with this. And you didn't do it because you thought you were smarter than anyone who could possibly help you. That includes your mental health, that includes your weight. You think you're smarter than everyone else when it comes to both. And you're not.
Those years are detrimental to a human. And the trauma of my childhood and my teenage years, like, it broke me. I was broke due to someone
Broken.
else's fault. Having to fix something I didn't break hurts. Wow, that kind of went somewhere else. It's hard for me to talk about my foster care experience because like it is so...
You're not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for you.
painful and real. Like it's the realest thing that's like ever happened to me, but it's touchable to you guys. And the best way for me to explain that is like...
Touchable? Does she mean tangible? And even then, I don't think that makes sense.
Like, I know there's a lot of you who are watching and care about me and love me, so this isn't directed towards you.
Nope.
There's a big portion of people who watch me who really strongly dislike
You're a
me
big
and
portion.
twist everything that I say and call me a liar, etc., etc. I'm afraid for those people to touch that, to touch my foster care experience, because it's something that has transformed my whole life.
Okay, so she did mean tangible, and also it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work the way she's using it.
Even as a 34-year-old woman, I don't want the haters to touch that, to twist that, to turn it into something that it's not. And I think that's why, like, I always just in passing mention foster care. I've never, ever gone into detail of what my life was like, truly as a child in foster care or out of foster care. Like,
I believe that it happened the way she says it happened. But you're an adult now, dude.
never gone into detail. I've done like in passing communications about it, but nothing true and deep because I'm afraid. I am. Were you high filming the pizza and Doritos viral video? Yes, I had smoked a lot of Delta 8 before that clip.
Amazing.
Is there anything that you're keeping from us? Of course, every single YouTuber is keeping something from you. I promise.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be weird if she didn't. I mean, we see a lot anytime she's on camera, Waka Waka. But I mean, we see a lot of how she is and how she handles people and of her life. But I mean, it honestly, it'd be strange if we did know like everything about her.
What state did you grow up in? Because you remind me of the girls I met in California, especially in the way that you talk.
Especially?
Well, you hit the nail on the head because I actually grew up in California. And since that's the time where you're like growing and you're learning everything,
You're still growing.
still have so much California in me. I left California when I was 18. And it's like since then I have lived in so many different places and I have
Anywhere you could find a caretaker to be shipped to.
learned and experienced different things and different accents and this and that because I'm very much the type of person I sometimes like mimic accents. And I know
Sometimes. Just sometimes. Remember the Becky era where everything was wah, la.
a lot of people can do that, and it is very much a thing that people do even without even realizing it. But one accent has always stuck with me, and that's obviously where I was raised, California, because that's truly what's in my heart, and I miss it there so much. Like, California is everything to me. Does the hate online towards Tommy reflect your relationship at all? It did in the beginning, and we almost like indefinitely broke up. Like, it was almost over for real. It was
Yeah, you almost escaped.
scary. It was
Normally I would say she almost escaped, but this situation's a little different.
sad. It was vicious. Like, I felt horrific, like genuinely, for her and for myself. Like, she had never ever experienced something like that, and her mental health got so bad it genuinely worried me. But
I mean, as a feedie, like Emily is, it really is a pretty terrible mistake to pick someone who has a fan base to go after, because they're going to go after you. If you can just be like a feedie in silence with some morbidly obese chick, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you know what I mean. Like, no one's going to come after you for it. You're not going to be exposed in the way you have been by going after Amberlynn.
we chose love and we chose happiness, and we do that every single day, minus how many people want to tear us apart. What is something you're currently looking forward to? Tommy's
Eating.
actually coming to visit me, and I am
Oh, so I was right, eating.
so freaking excited. You have no idea. Are you going to get your pets microchipped? Like, I never in a million years thought something would happen to my babies like that. Like, I genuinely didn't. Like, it feels like
So
a
no.
freak accident. But I suck. Accidents happen. And I should have had the microchip sooner. But yes, I am. What kind of
No,
nutritionist
you
are
won't.
you seeing? An RDN, which stands for a registered dietitian nutritionist. Why won't you confirm or deny anything Alexis said about you and Feline? Because I told Feline that I was not going to talk about her. Yes,
Oh, by the way, In that last video, I predicted that Alexis was definitely going to make another video after Amberlynn said that she had a wall up and they weren't as close friends as they used to be. And then that's exactly what happened. I'm not going to react to it because I don't want to. Actually, you know what? If you want me to, put it in the comments. I can do it. I can just like cut it down because it's kind of a long video and I don't want to do the whole thing. But I can like chop it up into the more interesting parts. But yeah, so I nailed it. Like all these chicks are nuts. And they're so transparent and they behave exactly the way you think they're going to behave. So Alexis, even though she's giving us like good behind the scenes stuff about Amberlynn, she's a snake.
I'll say things in passing like this, but I am not going to sit here, talk about our relationship, talk about her as a person. I'm not going to say anything, even if that makes me look horrifically bad. Why do you think people glorify and accept reality TV stars or other YouTubers for doing the same exact things that you do, but yet you get so much hate and judgment for the exact same things? I feel
This had to be a troll question because they knew she would definitely pick it. Or she wrote it. Both equally plausible.
like I have talked about this in every language known to mankind. It's because it's fun to
You barely speak English.
hate the fat girl. Not only that, but it's fun to hate Amberlynn. It's fun to call her a liar.
Sure.
It's fun to create rumors around her.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fun to nitpick.
Yeah.
There has been a
It's
whole
all because you're fat. You got it. You nailed it.
community of people that have created this safe environment for them. Safe for them, not for me. But there's a whole community that feels safe for them because they're leaving their own worlds where they're stressed out or they're depressed or they're going through this or that, and they're attacking the fat chick. Everyone else in the world.
That's right, Amberlynn. No fat person has ever been famous and universally loved. It's never happened. No one has ever been a fan of a fat person. No fat celebrity has ever existed ever in the history of humankind.
Can be normal humans and make all the mistakes, and that's okay. Yes, there will be judgment, but like me, I will make the same mistakes and people will attack me for a decade about something I did a decade
Because there's a pattern of behavior, you idiot.
ago. It's never going to change. I have to literally embrace it and accept it. What is something that you think isn't fair that the haters or reaction channels have done? So kind of like what I was talking about just now, they've created a whole community that thrives on talking badly about me. It's simply more than the typical like, oh, every YouTuber gets hate. It's way more than that. Have you had any BPD episodes in your current relationship with Tommy? I have. Yes. Do you bring food into the bedroom sexually? I don't. I think
Oh, so Emily does.
one time, like in a past relationship, I might have like licked whipped cream off of somebody. Are you having any negative thoughts towards starting semaglutide again? I am, because I don't like medicine. You guys know that. Like, I'm scared to take a simple ibuprofen sometimes. Like, my negative thoughts are very, what if something bad happens to my pancreas? Or what if I do get thyroid cancer? Or what if I get really, really bad side effects? What if it kills me? Like, I literally think the worst.
You got plenty of things trying to kill you. I wouldn't worry about taking medicine.
I really do think that semaglutide is a great tool for me. So I shoved down those negative thoughts. And that's the very reason why that this is now the third time I've done it. And it's like each time makes sense of why I stopped it. I never stopped it because I didn't enjoy it. Like I genuinely loved being on semaglutide where it's like the food noise was gone. I didn't really feel that hungry. Like that feeling is
hungry. And I know I've said this before, but like what's going to happen when you stop taking it? Like, you just can't ever stop taking it because your brain is full of that quote-unquote food noise.
Oh, nice. Like, I genuinely love it. I'm not gonna lie. And it's because, like, every day of my life, since I was just a little girl, I've always turned to food. Like, that's just what I did. I always think about it, whether it's because I'm happy, so let's celebrate and eat, or I'm depressed, so let's eat because I'm sad. Like, just, it's annoying. So it's nice not to feel that way because it's like, it's a new feeling. What was your first kiss like with Tommy and who kissed who first?
Gross.
So the first time I ever met Tommy in person, she rented a Jeep, which is my favorite car.
The first time you met her in person, but were already calling her your girlfriend, which is weird behavior from an adult.
So she surprised me and I was waiting outside of my apartment for her. She rolled up in the Jeep. She got out of the Jeep and there's tons of cars and people. Like I live in a very populated place. So I was expecting, you know, for us to just hug, but oh boy, did I want to kiss. But I am that girly pop. I don't really make the first move. I'm kind of like a shy little thing.
You're dainty.
And I really want my partner to make the first move. So I was not expecting it. She hugged me and then just like instantly kissed me. And it was like fireworks. It was magic. It was fire and hot and like, I loved it. It was perfect. Did you have
It was attention, which you thrive off of, so of course.
sex with Tommy the first day that you met
How'd you get in the Jeep, by the way? I'd love to see that scenario go down.
her in person? Yes, I did.
Gross.
Yes, I did. Do you want to marry Tommy? Oh, I'm marrying Tommy. Do you truly
Whether she wants it or not.
believe Zachary Michael needs you to maintain the amount of money he currently is making on YouTube? I love the way that this question is worded, because I don't think Zach needs me in the sense of like to keep his YouTube channel or to keep some views afloat. Nothing like that. Like, he doesn't need
You love the way that question is worded because you wrote it.
me in that sense. Like, he could post anything and get some views. I do stand by that. But with the amount of money that he is currently making, he needs me. He needs my videos. Yes. Without a doubt, 100%. I do believe that. Like,
You know what? Credit where it's due. I mean, I think she's right. I think all of the reaction channels, I mean, obviously me included because I only talk about her, of course they wouldn't be doing as well without her. But that's kind of a moot point, right? Because obviously, like, of course, they're talking about you. So if you stopped making videos, or for some reason they didn't have access to your videos, they would make less money. Until, or unless, they found someone else who was equally as, I don't know, captivating's not the word, but I'm going to use it, captivating on YouTube, where they could talk about you and other people want to see them talk about you, then they'd be fine. But, I mean, it's just kind of an obvious statement that she can say as though it's some sort of gotcha or victory, when really it's just like, yeah, obviously, if they can't make videos about you, they're going to make fewer videos and they're going to make less money.
it's just a really weird coincidence to me that, like, when I take weeks off, and I've done it a few times recently, let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon, but it's just really weird to me that when I take weeks off, all of a sudden, Zachary Michael is going through mental health problems and he can't post and he doesn't know what to.
That's gross. That's gross to, like, take it that way. If she had just said, like, when I take a break, he makes fewer videos and then he's making less content, that would just be true. But you had to go a weird, like, lowbrow, attacky, underhanded, gross spin on it.
Post and he doesn't feel motivated. Oh, but the minute Amberlynn Reid posts, there's his reaction. It's just, it doesn't make sense.
Well, the same way YouTube is your job, it's his job too.
Actually, yes, it does. He needs me. Do you strike reaction channels? I striked a couple reaction channels years ago.
Struck? I feel like that should be struck.
And I'm telling you, do not let any reaction channel lie to you, because I stopped watching a certain reaction channel. I'm not even going to say their name because they don't even deserve for me to say it. But there's a certain reaction channel out there that is making their audience believe that I am striking their channel. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to give you a little tea. When your channel is striked, you know exactly who did it because it tells you who did it. So I think people need to start looking around a little bit and stop calling Amberlynn Reid the liar and look at their favorite reaction channels. They will do anything to make you dislike me because it validates their content and it keeps you coming back. Wow, you guys, I don't know how I did it, but I answered 100 questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, how did you ever overcome such an obstacle of reading questions and answering them?
I personally am exhausted. Now I have so much to edit, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I don't mind editing. Anyways, I love you guys and I will see you soon. Bye.
Gross. Well, okay, that was it. That was part 4 of Amberlynn Reid's Q&As. So I guess she should be uploading, today, as I'm recording this, should be her next one. I don't know what it'll be now that the Q&As are done. She said she was going to film during her 10-day hiatus, which I think she may or may not still be on, so who knows what kind of content we'll get. I don't think we'll get Tommy in any videos. I think that might be, for the most part, done. I mean, we'll get cameos here and there, but I think she just has no interest in, like, being a real part of the videos because she does get attacked the way she does, although why would that stop as long as we know you're still dating her, you know? But if you liked this video, please be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. Do all the stuff you do when you like a YouTube video, and I will see you guys in the next one.